Hi, this is Vanessa with Growportunity, and today we're going to talk about rejection. This vlog is going to be really fun because we're going to talk about how rejection actually messes up your self-esteem, but if you know how to use it, it can actually make you really confident. So listen to the end of this video because at the end, I'm going to tell you how to do that. And if it really serves you, please like and subscribe so I can make more videos like this, so I can help out more people overcome certain challenges in life, okay? Because Growportunity is my blog and vlog about personal development. I am doing life coaching, and this is my way to give the community a lot of information that is related to my personal experiences with a lot of research that I do. And I work really hard, so I hope you like it. So please like it. And if at some point you have a comment, a question, or a suggestion, please use the box of the, just comment down below. Okay? So, rejection. Let's talk about, first of all, everybody rejects someone at some point. Even you have ever said no to someone, whether it's love, or somebody's trying to sell you something, or somebody made an offer to you that you don't want. You have said no to someone at some point. And also people have told you no. So we all reject something or someone at some point. Of course, this video is a little bit more related to relationships and love because those are the ones that affect us the most. But just keep in mind that just as you are rejected, you have rejected people too. So it is really, really important that you are aware of that, because a lot of times we think life is not fair because we got rejected. But, just last month you rejected someone too. So it's not fair for anyone. And at the same time, it is fair because we all do it, right? So one thing that rejection does to our personalities, especially if we get rejected early in life, and by early, I mean, this is not necessarily related to relationships, but sometimes when we feel rejected by our parents, like when they compare us to siblings or other family members that are doing better than us, like performing better, maybe in school or sports or something, and we feel rejected by them, it affects our self-esteem, right? We don't feel like we're good enough. When we get rejected by friends, maybe, you go to a school and there's like little groups and they don't want to have lunch with you and they don't want to be your friend. Maybe you look different than other people, maybe you're the kid who wears the thick glasses and they don't want to be your friend, or maybe you have some kind of difference and they don't want to be your friend. They are rejecting you. So immediately you start feeling like you're not good enough. So it's all about like affecting our self-esteem and our self-value when they reject us. And then when we grow up a little bit more and we start having crushes and we want a girlfriend, we want a boyfriend, and the first time they reject us and somebody says no to us, we also feel again that lack of like self-esteem, low value, we start doubting ourselves. So all of these mini rejections that we feel throughout life, especially early life, affect us for when we become grown-ups and adults. And I did some research about how rejection can affect you, and I found some stuff like, for example, a lot of times rejection is so painful that you may feel like it's better to reject other people first before they reject you. So if this is you, this is something that comes from rejection early on. So it's like a protection, it's like a defense mechanism. So you rather reject and break up with that person first because you think that at some point it's going to go south and they're going to leave you. So you rather leave them first. It's like you protect yourself by doing that first. And you can do that with rejecting friends, not allowing people, in your heart because of the previous rejection. So you rather reject. Okay, another thing that is really bad that happens to us is that we actually reject ourselves. When somebody rejects us, we think we agree with them. Well, actually, with the assumption of why they rejected us. When you have a crush, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or somebody that you like, and they don't want to be with you, immediately you're starting to try to make sense in your mind. And unfortunately, because of all of these roots, we have this negative self-talk. So we start saying, oh, this person probably doesn't like me because I don't have enough money, because I don't look good enough, because I'm not fit, because I'm not there yet on whatever life level. And you start saying all these flaws to yourself. Oh, it's because I don't have this. It's because I am not that. And you start agreeing with the assumptions of why you think that person rejected you. So you start rejecting yourself. And if this becomes a pattern, more people are going to reject you, because when you don't love yourself and you reject yourself, who is going to find the value in you if you don't value yourself? If you are at a point where your self-esteem is very low and you don't see the value in you, why would somebody else see that in you? It's like if somebody's trying to sell you something, but they straight up tell you, do you want to buy this pen? I mean, it doesn't really work. And sometimes it dries and is very like hit or miss. And sometimes I think it's about to break. It's a little bit old, but do you want to buy it? No. So when you do this negative self-talk, and a lot of times people say that, oh, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, but I'm not funny, and I'm kind of, I'm not the smartest person, and blah, blah, blah. And you start like making yourself small, other people are going to be like, oh, okay, maybe I don't want to date you. Like you don't sound like you're so good, like you don't have to be the opposite and say, oh my gosh, I am the best at everything. But you have to show some confidence, and it has to be real. It has to like come within you, right? So negative self-talk and self-rejection are one of the consequences of being rejected early in life, and it's something that we really need to be aware of, because you need to love yourself for others to love you and to want to be around you. Self-love is really, really important. And another thing that I found out about is that when you are rejected early in life, when your personality is still forming, as a defense mechanism, you may develop perfectionism. Like you become a perfectionist, but not just a perfectionist. Because I am an artist, I like to paint. And when you paint, you look at detail and you want it to be perfect. And a lot of times if it's not perfect, I start all over again. And I guess that could be a way of being a perfectionist. And a lot of you, I did a survey on my Instagram, and a lot of you answered that you are a perfectionist. And I'm not talking about wanting things well done or looking pretty. I mean, when you are too perfectionist, like your personality has to be, your looks have to be perfect. You have to look extremely fit. You have to be always on point and dressed up. You have to finish a task first and do better than everybody, extremely competitive because you have to be the best. You have to control the situation, be on top all the time. You have to have the last word. You can never be second. You have to be the best. You have to look the best. You have to have the best. You have to live in the best place. Everything has to be perfect. And that is actually a defense mechanism due to previous rejection. It is also because of fear of rejection. It's almost like if you are so perfect, who wouldn't want to be around you? Who wouldn't want to be with you? Who would reject you? Who would reject perfect? Okay, so I'm talking like a little bit of an extreme, not just like wanting to have things well done. So that is another consequence of rejection, either when you were a kid or a teen, but when like your personality was still like forming. Okay, and that is very important for you to know, because once you are aware of your personality, that's when you have opportunities to decide what to change and what not to change, what to keep, what you like. Because being a perfectionist at some level, it's a good thing, right? Because you're going to be accomplishing things and you're going to reach your goals. But if it's a wall between you and others, that is something that you need to look into, and you need to modify some stuff. Okay. Now, why do these things happen to us when we feel rejected? Because rejection is very painful. It's one of the most painful things that we go through. Is heartbreaking. When somebody does not want to be with us, especially in romantic relationships, or, again, this is also when friends reject you and things like that. But this video is mostly about relationships. So when somebody that you like, somebody that you think is pretty amazing, or that you have, you admire, or you like physically, you're infatuated, when they don't want you, it's really, really painful, because it makes you question, like, why? What is wrong with you? Why are you not good enough for this person that you think is so cool? But it's not personal. It's not really about you or you not being an awesome person. They have their own reasons. It could be timing. It could be that something happened. It could be that they happened to meet someone first that they clicked more with, but that doesn't mean you're not better than them. That just means that it just didn't happen. Like, so many things, so many reasons are out there that you don't know. And a lot of times the person that rejects you doesn't tell you, because it's hard to like just be blunt and be like, well, because I don't want to be with you. Yes, but why? Oh, because, it could be whatever. Or they could even tell you the truth and you may still not believe it because you are under pain. And when you are rejected, your brain wants to fix it, because that means something is wrong and it's not going according to what you want. So your brain immediately tries to fix it. So you're going through a lot of stress. It's very stressful. And once you go through all of that, your brain remembers. It's almost like something traumatic, right? So your brain remembers how painful it was, how stressful it was, and how hard it had to work to get out of that situation, that your brain is going to want to protect you from that and not want to go through that again. So that is why you build all these different kinds of defense mechanisms to protect you. The problem is that it's not really protecting you, because it may protect you from rejection, but at the same time it's causing other personality problems that don't allow you to connect with people. And that's pretty sad, because in the outside you may look like you're living a normal life, but inside you might be lonely because you don't let people in because of the fear of that pain of rejection. Now, this is the interesting part. How do we use rejection to become more confident and to become better? What do I mean by using rejection? Yes, you can use rejection. Actually, I don't know if you have a friend or a family member who is the guy who's got swag, and he's the player of the group, and he's the one who gets the ladies, or a girlfriend or family member who is very sexy, very confident, and everybody just wants to be with her because she's like secure of herself. You know, a lot of times these kind of people were rejected a lot in the past, especially guys. So imagine that you are going to a party or a club or something, and there's a dance floor, and there's two guys there. Well, there's many guys, but specifically we're looking at two guys. And guy number one goes and asks a girl to dance. Would you like to dance with me? And she says, no, thank you. Kind of mean, like, no, not interested. And he's like, oh my God, that hurt. You know what? I'm just going to get a drink at the bar, and I'm going to stand around with my drink, and I'm not going to ask any girl out to dance again, because that was humiliating. I feel stupid. I'm done. So that guy goes out every weekend, but he usually says, I don't like to dance. I just like to people watch, and I just like to hang out with my friends and have fun, but I don't like to dance. Lies. He's like afraid to hear no again, right? Now, guy number two, he goes to the dance floor and he sees a girl, and he's like, would you like to dance? No, thank you, not interested. He's like, okay, thank you. Next, would you like to dance? No, I'm tired, thank you. Okay, next, would you like to dance? Sure, I'd like to dance, thanks. And he does this every weekend. So he hears no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. And eventually, when he hears no, he's like, okay, I don't care. Next, would you like to dance? Next. And he doesn't chase, he replaces. Wait, that doesn't even rhyme when I use a third person. Anyway, whatever. So that guy builds resilience because to rejection, because when he hears no, doesn't really matter anymore. He knows that maybe the next one is going to say yes, right? Also, this guy may develop different ways to ask women to dance. For example, if just saying, would you like to dance, doesn't work out for 3 consecutive weekends, maybe next time he's going to try making someone laugh. First, saying like a funny joke or like some comment, or giving a compliment on like your earrings or something, and then they're gonna be like, oh, thank you, would you like to dance? Sure. And then he starts finding ways to be more charming and friendly and outgoing. So he becomes confident, sure of himself, and he's all of a sudden surrounded by a lot of friends and girlfriends, and everybody wants to dance with him because aside of everything else, he became a good dancer because, he's getting all this practice from all these women that are saying yes, right? So which one of the two guys, number one or number two, which one is going to have better chances of having a better relationship? Of course, guy number two, because guy number one just shut down. He's like, this is humiliating, I'm just gonna stand in the corner, right? So his relationships are going to be a little bit more rough because he doesn't have practice asking people out. Maybe now he's shy, he's more shy, he's just a little bit closed because he's afraid. But the guy who had practice, he's gonna have a ton of girlfriends, a ton of experiences, a ton of relationships, and like he's gonna be very confident, and he's gonna have a lot more options because he's not afraid of rejection and of hearing no. And that's just an example of a dance floor. Not everybody goes out to dance, but you can build this for yourself, and this is for women too. Nowadays we use dating apps, so you can practice by asking a bunch of people out on dating apps, or right now we're going through the pandemic, so not a lot of places are open, but hopefully when things go back to normal, there's a ton of like activities and places where you can meet people, or there's the happy hours after work, or there's like group activities and sports on the weekends. There's gyms, there's outdoor gyms. There is a lot of times, there's a lot of opportunities to meet people. But you have to have a lot of practice hearing no and building that resilience of like not caring and being like, you don't want to? Okay, that's fine. Next. Now, one thing that you have to do, and let me see if that's next on my notes. Okay. No, but we're going to talk about that anyway. One thing that you have to do while you are practicing getting rejected is working on your self-esteem at the same time. And that is very key because, again, like I said, when you feel rejected, you start asking, what is your value? Why are you being rejected? Am I too short? Am I too tall? Am I too fat? Am I too thin? Am I too stupid? Am I smart enough? Like you start like doubting yourself. So that is key while you are getting out there and being rejected, whether it's online, whether it's in person, whether it's in that dance floor, whatever. You need to work on the things that you like. You need to work on your hobbies, hang out with friends and family. You need to work on your career and your goals, on your personal finances, on your fitness, on your diet. You need to take care of your hygiene. You need to buy some clothes, be outdoors, all these things, do something artistic, connect with someone. You need to work on yourself and what your person is, your ego. You need to build it, because while you're getting hit with no's and rejections, which are really hard, you need to compensate by building good things for yourself. That way you don't take it personal. When you hear no, you're like, you know what? I know my value. I know who I am. I know what I do. So if you're telling me no, you must have your own reasons and it must be on you. It's not me, it's you. So when you get the rejection with that kind of attitude, then it's not going to affect you as much. It's going to sting, of course, but it's not really going to break you. I was recently rejected and it hurt like a bitch, and I cried, of course, because I'm a girly girl. And it stinks. But because I work on myself and I do all the things that I love to do, and I have tons of wonderful friends, and I'm close to my family, and I have a passion, and I have a hobby, and I have this, and I have that, and I have all these things, after a little bit, I'm fine, and then I'm ready for what's next. So, but it took me a really long time to learn this and to get to doing things like this. This is why I'm making this video, because if you are watching this because you are getting rejected by someone that you really wanted or whatever, I want to let you know that there is a way to make things better. And it may not seem like it now, but if you do all these steps, I guarantee you that's where you're going to get. Let me see what else I have. Okay. Another thing that you can do to overcome rejection is forgive. Forgive the person that is rejecting you, because most likely you are assuming the reasons why they are rejecting you. Again, even if they tell you certain reasons, it may not be the whole thing. When you remember, like when you reject someone, let's say you break up with someone, you tell them the reasons that you want the person to hear, not necessarily everything. There's a lot of things that are for yourself, right? So you don't really know the entire truth. I know that that kind of sucks because I know you want to know why you got rejected, but just keep in mind that they may have their reasons. They are going through whatever they're going through, and we all have our own world in our mind. So forgive the person for rejecting you, because they are not rejecting you on purpose to be mean or to be like to hurt someone. Nobody is trying to say, let me hurt that person. Like that's very vindictive. Unless you did something really bad to them, there's no reason why somebody would purposely want to hurt you. Of course, there is selfish people, there is people who are inconsiderate, that's a different story, but that's also not on you. So be forgiving, because they are probably unaware of something. Now, do not put up with bad treatment. If they reject you in a certain way that is kind of mean or wrong, forgive, but don't put up with it, because it's their job to work on themselves, to realize their mistakes, to be self-aware, and to change something. It's not your job to try to open their eyes. Like, that never works. You worry about yourself and let them worry about them. But forgive, like really, really forgive. Forget about it. Let it go, okay? Be with your pain and be sad and whatever, but just leave it like that, okay? Understand that it's not personal. I already said that. Practice getting rejected and work on your self-esteem. So those are the things that you have to do. So let's recap, okay? Rejection hurts, and it causes a lot of defense mechanisms. And a lot of times those things don't protect you from rejection, but they actually affect your future relationships. So please be aware of those and try to, change something, fix something. And then use rejection to become more confident. So go out there, get rejected, ask people out, ask for telephone numbers, ask people out to dinner, for drinks, call people. And when they say no, hey, just don't chase, replace. I got it right. And just keep moving on. And while you're getting rejected, because that does suck and that does affect your self-esteem, work on your goals and your dreams. Again, be around loved ones, friends and family. Get a hobby, work on your body, work on your nutrition, on your career. Have a side gig, be artistic, sing, do something, be outdoors, get a dog, do all these things that you always wanted to do, travel, work on yourself. But definitely don't reject rejection, because it is actually good for you. Practice makes perfect, and that will make you a very, very confident person. Comment down below if you agree. And please definitely subscribe, and so I can make more videos like this. Take care, and I'll see you next time.